Well, a very good evening to you all. Welcome to Virtual Church here on Beauty and Sound, brought to you live on a Sunday evening. Hi, I'm Richard McVeigh and I'll be your host for the next couple of hours. Tonight's going to be just a little bit different. Not too much different, just not quite as normal as we normally do on a Sunday. So we're going to start VC tonight with 6 hymns that have been requested by our producers, myself and Caroline, in honour of Pope Francis, who, as I'm sure we all know, isn't very well. He's in hospital with pneumonia and also has issues with his lungs anyway, so I think pneumonia on top of that is rather not a great position to be in if you find yourself with those things, even if you are the Pope. So we're going to just dedicate some hymns right off the bat at the top of VC tonight in honour of him, to make sure he gets a speedy recovery, and then we'll get into the live requests and pre-requests and all of that. So I'm going to hand over now to James Palmer, who has requested our first hymn in honour of Pope Francis.
Hello everyone. I would like to choose All Creatures of Our God and King to honour His Holiness Pope Francis. It is based upon a canticle written by St. Francis of Assisi, after whom Pope Francis took his papal name. To my Catholic friends in BIS in particular, my thoughts are with you. We can all pray for the health of the Pope, no matter what our denomination. The words towards the end of St. Francis's canticle are particularly apt. Praised be you, my Lord, through our sister bodily death, from whom no living man can escape. Blessed are those who will find your most holy will, for death shall do them no harm. Praise and bless my Lord, and give him thanks and serve him with great humility. Amen.
Okay, our next person is a familiar name, a familiar voice, sometimes a familiar face when she appears. It's Caroline.
Hi everyone, it's Caroline here. Just in case I'm upstairs when Richard comes to play this hymn, here is my choice for our top 5 tonight to honour Pope Francis as he is in hospital being treated with pneumonia and serious illness. I decided to choose Be Still My Soul. Pope Francis is a music lover. I was doing a Google search earlier to see if I could find out his favourite hymn, and I couldn't find out his favourite hymn, but he is definitely a music lover. He loves the music of Bach and Mozart, so I thought he would probably be aware of Finlandia by Sibelius, as it's a great symphonic work. But also, the words, I think, are very appropriate. Be still, my soul, the Lord is on your side. Bear patiently the cross of grief and pain. Leave to your God to order and provide. In every change he faithful will remain. Be still, my soul, your best, your heavenly friend. Through thorny ways leads to a joyful end.
Thank you, Caroline, for choosing that hymn in honour of Pope Francis. I hope to see you later. Okay, next up is Good Chappie, who occasionally for his day job goes by the name of Peter.
Hello everyone, it's Peter here, otherwise known as Good Chappie. I've chosen Lead Us, Heavenly Father, Lead Us to the tune Manheim. Apart from being one of my favourite hymn tunes, the words of the first line, Lead Us, Heavenly Father, Lead Us, and the last line, Nothing can our peace destroy, seem more apt than ever before. The Pope has asked all Catholics to pray for him, but I'm sure people from all denominations will do the same and also pray for world peace.
I realised, Peter, that was actually the wrong hymn, but I'll play your hymn now. But it doesn't matter. It was actually a really nice tune anyway. So we'll have that one as an extra, but we'll have Manheim now. My iPad just played up just for a moment as you were announcing that, and it wasn't searching. It just basically stalled for a minute. So I'll play your actual request now, if that's all right. And like I say, that previous one, we'll just add that to the list of hymns that we've had tonight. It's not the end of the world. And maybe we'll do a little bit of a cheeky reharm as well on this one. Here we go. Lead us, Heavenly Father, lead us. Suggested by Peter. Thanks, Peter. Now I'm going to play a hymn, and it's Immaculate Mary. I feel like this is a really strong and popular. Popular, is that the right word? Catholic hymn. It's all about Mary, the BVM, and we end with the words after each verse, Ave, Ave, Ave Maria. So as the Catholic Church is undoubtedly, facing towards Mary, and they hold her prominence far greater than we do here in the Church of England, which I think the fact that this is such a Catholic-inspired hymn, and also we want Mary just to open her arms and just put her arms around one of her children, if you like, to look after him. That's what I'd like, anyway. Immaculate Mary, your praises we sing. You reign now in splendour with Jesus, our King. Let's have a quick look at. That is right. Yes. Sorry, yes, I was just checking one of my generals. But it is right. Here we go. I think the word comforting there, Peter, is exactly the word that I was going for, I think. The fact that it's about Mary, the mother, I think that does provide a lot of comfort. So now on to our next hymn in honour of Pope Francis. This one has come in from our producer tonight, Josh Wilson.
Hello, BIS friends. This is Josh Wilson. Today, as I was choosing a hymn to honor Pope Francis, I was reflecting of the care and compassion he constantly encourages us to show one another. The hymn I chose was I Heard the Voice of Jesus Say, as it offers a beautiful message of comfort and rest. It starts with these words, I heard the voice of Jesus say, come upon me and rest. Lay down, O weary one, lay down thy head upon my breast. These words speak directly to the moments when life feels heavy, whether from illness, struggle, or simply the weight of the world. No matter what we're all going through, Jesus invites us to rest in his love and find peace in him. To all my Catholic friends in the BIS community in particular, my thoughts and prayers are with you as we all pray for his holiness.
Okay, thank you very much, Josh, for sending that one through, and thank you, as always, for all of the amazing work that you do. Okay, so the final hymn that we're going to have in this section of VC for Pope Francis comes in from Uncle Bill. If you would like to recommend or sponsor a hymn that we can play or listen to in honour of Pope Francis, please do send it as a super chat in tonight's stream. Or if you have any other hymn that you'd like me to play for you, I'm all ears, or eyes, whatever. Let me know what you want me to play, what you want to hear. Your wish is 9 times out of 10 my command, your command.
Hello friends, Uncle Bill here. I'd like to request, Holy God, we praise your name, as a prayer of thanks and well wishes for healing to Pope Francis. Whenever I played this hymn for Catholic parishes, the congregation would always sing louder than any registration I chose. I'm certain that faithful Christian spirits will join in and sing for Francis, this loving and thoughtful Holy Father.
Grüße Gott, wir loben dich is the name of that tune. Holy God, we praise your name. Lord of all, we bow before you. And thank you very much, Bill, Uncle Bill, sorry, for sending that one through in honour of Pope Francis. So let's hope he gets better soon, gets back to work. Let's say he'll be back to work, I think, first thing tomorrow morning. You know, he's only, what is he? He's 88, I think, isn't he? Spring chicken. I've played for a few funerals over the past couple of weeks, 2 funerals in fact, and one of whom was a year off, well, a few days off 100. So I think our Pope has got a few years to go yet. So now let's get into, oh, by the way, I didn't tell you what the first piece I played was. It was a piece by Charles Gounoud, who wrote a piece called Marche Pontificale. And this, it was written in 1869 for one of the popes in 1869. I can't remember which one it was now. But then it was made. Is this right? It was made the official anthem of the Vatican. Is that right? The official anthem of the Vatican in 1949. So there you go. That's why we opened with it, because it's allegedly the official anthem of the Vatican. So what more appropriate piece is there than that? Okay, so now let's crack on with some of these requests that have been sent in to the BIS requests form this week. We've got a good selection coming up, by the way. And then after we've had these pre-requests, we're going to go into the live requests. So I can see some requests have come in already in the chat. So please do keep them coming through. We've had donations from PGM Music, Stuart, thank you very much. Daniel, Sean, thank you very much. Sean, Brendan, Lucy, hi Lucy, Sarah, hi, how you doing? Bill Racy sent through 5 channel memberships. Thanks, Bill. And Thomas sent through a donation earlier on in the show. Thank you very much, you guys, for your awesomeness. There we go. So Thomas Morant confirms that it was, is it Pius? How do you pronounce that? Pius? Pius. The 9th. Daniel says, I am. You are what? Oh, are you Catholic? Yes, I am. Yes, okay, fine. Is the Pope Catholic? Yeah, of course. Yeah, let's not go there with that joke. Okay, so Tyler Hyman is up next. The glory of these 40 days. Let's have a look for this in my online hymnal. The glory of. Oh, I know what I was going to try. I don't know whether it's. I'll go and get it. In fact, when Caroline comes downstairs, if she comes back downstairs, I want to tell her to get something for me. So I want to just try something with this online hymnal. Okay, so the glory of these 40 days we celebrate with songs of praise. For Christ, by whom all things were made, himself has fastened and has prayed. Well, it doesn't take a genius Christian to realise that actually this is a hymn for the season of... Dun, dun, dun. We all know it's for the season of Lent, of course. But actually, we are only 2 weeks off Lent, which is rather alarming, actually, because it doesn't seem like 5 minutes since it was Lent last time, and then Easter, and then Christmas, and all of that. But yet we're in Lent again. It's amazing how quickly the world just spins round, isn't it? And just gets on with life. Life doesn't stop for anyone. Oh, it's worrying. Let's have a go with this before, gosh, we lose another few minutes of our lives with all this waffle. Quick, let's go. I think I gave you an extra verse there for free. I was enjoying it so much that I got carried away. So the congregation would have been mumbling something along, because there are only 4 verses in this hymn book, but the organist is playing a 5th verse, so we're just going to mumble along. A great tune. Erhalt Uns, Herr, harmonised by who else other than Bach. So Tyler Hyman, thank you very much for sending that one through, my friend. Good work. Boom. Right, let's go on to our next one, which has been very kindly recorded. The introduction, that is, anyway. So I'm a huge fan of these recorded introductions. And Michelle is really good. I think one of our superstars at sending through these intros. She has a glorious American accent as well. And to you Americans, of course, she doesn't have an accent at all. But to us Brits, you Americans have such a wonderful accent. I love it. And you Canadians, and anyone else. Everyone has an accent. I've got an accent. I'm from the north of England. I've got an accent. Because I live in the south, but I'm from the north, so my accent is... In fact, I was picked up on it tonight. In Romsey, what did I say? I said something, and he said, "Oh, lad, where you from?" What did I say? She said, "Would you like a tea?" To which I said, "Yes, please." And she said, "Well, how do you like it?" And I said, "As it comes." Just simply, as it comes. She said, "Oh," she went, "Oh, as it comes, lad, where you from?" Isn't that a normal thing to sort of say, as it comes? Anyway, Michelle, over to you.
Hello, my beautiful people. I'm gonna run out of creative greetings here eventually. I'm not quite sure how we got here so quickly, but we're about to enter the season of Lent already. I don't often slow down enough to spend time reflecting, a trait that's both a strength and a failing. So, in an effort to be still and appreciate the beauty of Jesus, can you please play Beautiful Savior? The text is very poetic, almost reminiscent of a close relationship. Take verse 2, for example. Fair are the meadows, fair are the woodlands, robed in flowers of blooming spring. Jesus is fairer. Jesus is purer. He makes our sorrowing spirit sing. Or the end of the first verse. Truly I'd love thee. Truly I'd serve thee. Light of my soul, my joy, my crown. That same section is even more beautiful in the alternate text, Fairest Lord Jesus, which goes, Thee will I cherish, thee will I honor. Thou my soul's glory, joy, and crown. This hymn is particularly good on an organ with warm, smooth strings, but regardless of which organ we're on tonight, I'm sure you'll play it sensitively. Enjoy!
The tune there is called Schönster, Herr, Jesu. Doesn't say who it's. Oh, it doesn't say. No, it doesn't say who it's by actually. It just says it's arranged by Richard Willis. This particular version. Beautiful Saviour, King of creation, Son of God and Son of Man. Thank you very much, Michelle. Lovely to hear your accent. Not that you have an accent, of course. I love hearing all the various American accents. I love the deep South American accent. Louisiana, that's a cool accent. I like that. People are New York as well. That's a cool accent. I love all the American accents. But I genuinely am fascinated by accents. Like people around every country, no matter where, in which country you are, have an accent. And there are lots of accents in this country. Lots. You know, the South, North, Midlands. There's an accent even in different parts of London. You know, like the East End of London is very stereotypically Cockney, whereas North London is a little bit sort of smoother. It's amazing how places have these different dialects and their own ways of talking. It's cool. I like it. Okay, let me just find this next hymn. Sing praise to God who reigns above. Has been sent in by Jim Kime, who says, this is a thoughtful hymn of praise for all that is ours in Christ. Mit Freuden Zart is the tune that works for Jim. And I hope it does for everyone as well. Well, let's see if Jim's listening. So let's let everyone let Jim know whether you like this tune or not. So give it a big thumbs up if you like this one. Oh, thank you very much, Peter, for your very generous contribution just now. £50. That's very, very generous. It's nice to see a purple box flash upon the screen. Come on then, you American, you Canadians. When you sort of like picture a typical English person, what do you imagine? And I know, let's just take Richard McVeigh as read, all right? Obviously, I am just what you all imagine an Englishman to be, right? I've got my flat cap there, got my boat shoes next door. I am it. But apart from me, don't say James Bond, that's not allowed. Don't say Sherlock Holmes either, that's not allowed. And definitely don't say Gordon Ramsay, because that's not allowed either. So who do you think is like Judi Dench? No. A good example, but I've already given you that one. So who are you thinking of? I'm intrigued by that. Let's have a go, Jim, with your hymn. Sing praise to God who reigns above, the God of all creation, the God of power, the God of love, the God of our salvation. Katrina. I don't know, he may be, but he doesn't sound Scottish to me. This sounds very colourful in his language. All right, here we go. great tune. I think it went down very well, Jim. Mit Freuden Zart is the name of the tune. So who have you been saying then? Who, when you think of a typical English person, this is intriguing because I don't quite know who I would like give you as an example, to be honest. Who I would say, here, look at this person. This is just who we're so proud of to sell as a nation. Don't know. Everyone has their pros and cons. I think I might know someone, actually. I think I've just thought of someone who I think is a genuinely very nice guy. Let me just... The only problem is I've never quite been able to pronounce his surname. Let me just quickly... Oh, yes. Louis Theroux. This fellow here. Do you know him? Very handsome chap. He is very polite. He's witty. He's funny. I think he's good looking. He's attractive. He is handsome, but his personality is very English. So very apologetic, very gentle. He is very witty, very charming. I think he's great, actually. Someone like that is I think a good English person. Ingaran says that, have we noted that Elgar died today in 1934? I didn't know that. Was it his anniversary of his death today? Ah. There we go. Maybe we should have some Elgar. Should we have some Elgar? Okay, so where are we going to go next? We're going to go over to Daniel Kubaki, who says, my request is lead me, guide me. In the ELW. Remember, when playing this, it has a gospel swing to it. Does it really? Ah. Well, in that case, do you want me to swing whilst playing it? Or what do you want me to do? So Daniel has actually recorded an introduction to this, so I'll hand over to Danny to introduce it himself.
Hi Richard, this is Danny Kubaki. My request for this virtual church is Lead Me, Guide Me, number 768 in the Evangelical Lutheran Worship. This hymn is actually rather new. It was only copyrighted in 1953, but it is a very powerful hymn. And in the meter, they list it as irregular. It's also in the key of E-flat major. I hope you enjoy this. Just remember, it's got that gospel-y swing to it. So have fun.
Hope that was swingy enough for you, Daniel. I must admit, I've not seen Breaking Bread before. Is that a cooking program? I don't know whether it should have been faster than that, or it felt like it was sort of at the right sort of speed. I think it probably was right, because later on in the piece there was quite a few notes, syllables to get through, and if they're too fast, then the danger is the congregation can't sing them in time because there's too many syllables to sing because it's too fast. So sometimes you have to look ahead and just try to get the tempo just right. Anyway, Daniel, I hope that was all right for you. Oh, good, he says. Well, Richard Elgar says the correct tempo. Oregon Catholic Press, I don't know. Anyway, David is up next, who says that he sang this arrangement of this coming hymn many years ago and recently learned there was an organ-only version of it. And I would like to hear what you make of it. Well, this gives us just a brief second just to step away, just for a moment, from hymns and just have a very gentle organ piece. Although it starts gentle, then actually it builds up into something quite exciting. This is the first time that I would have heard this. I haven't played it before yet. I like to play these organ pieces that you send me for the first time live. Not because I can. I mean, sometimes I can't, and I make a bit of a hash of it. But I like to do it because it's you and me hearing it for the first time, and we can respond to it, honestly and together. So it's When I Survey the Wondrous Cross. This is another Lenten hymn, isn't it? So we are actually very close to Lent, which incidentally is why I put together that compilation, which went online last week, of emotional and powerful hymns, which has had over 10,000 views already. So thank you for that. If you haven't watched it, it was put online last week. I think you might quite like it, actually, if you like hymns. So this is what David has suggested. So let's see what it sounds like, shall we? So this is on the tune Hamburg. What does he want? He wants something down there. He wants something down there. Is there a big solo coming up in this piece? Swell. There must be something on the swell. I think it's the swell where he wants a solo stop. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Okay, so let's start with the eights. Let's go. Let's just pop that on there like that. And then what happens? There's a tempo marking here which simply says pushing ahead. Doesn't do Italian markings. Straight into the English. Pushing ahead, not più mosso or accelerando. Oh, increase. Oh, we end quite majestically. Oh, this is exciting. It says broadening and then majestically there. Okay, so we start very quietly. It's 4 minutes, 14 seconds, this, so not too long. Let me know what you think. And then we'll get into the live requests straight after this. Let's have a go. Let's have that on as well. Okay, wish me luck. a rather nice hymn. Well, actually, and what I mean by that actually is that it's a very nice arrangement of a rather nice hymn. So in largely where we are in this country, we don't have that tune. We have this tune. The other one, Rockingham. And so on. You know the one, right? This tune is called Hamburg, as I say, and it's this one. When I survey the wondrous. And in this country, we don't tend to know this tune. I know it because of you guys. But if I played that tune, if I played this organ piece, the congregation would just think, oh, this is a nice piece of music. I would be very surprised if the majority of the listeners would actually pick out the tune and think, this is that tune which we don't sing to when I survey the Wondrous Cross. But David, thank you. It was a beautiful organ arrangement there by Gilbert M. Martin. Okie dokie. So now we're going to go into our live requests. Have we had some? We've had a sprinkling of live requests tonight from Lucy, Brendan, another one from Daniel, Hecky, Peter, and Kathleen, all of whom have sponsored a hymn. So if you'd like to sponsor a hymn, please do pop something in the tip jar. We are stowing away all coppers at the minute because we're having builders round actually very soon. And I'll be able to give you an update on that very soon, actually. So let's start with Lucy. King of Glory, King of Peace. Yeah, this is a good tune. This is just presumably to the normal tune, is it, Lucy? That one? This is the one that we normally have, so we'll have it, unless someone shouts loudly enough that I'll stop. Have you got any new listeners tonight, by the way? Thank you very much, Sean, for your fire. Any new listeners tonight? Anybody who has joined us for the first time, let me know and I'll give you a big shout out. We've had nearly 2,000 people have tuned in so far tonight. That's quite a big audience, isn't it? That's amazing. And only 178 of you have been so generous as to just to click the like button with your finger on your mouse here, or on your iPad or on your iPhone. Just click it just like this, like that. Don't press it twice because it unlikes it. Just press it once, just like that. Be perfect. You might leave a little thumbprint or fingerprint on your screen, but you can wipe it off. It's worth it, just the like. Thank you. 188 now. I've got 10 more likes after saying that. So, King of Glory, King of Peace. Words by George Herbert, and the music is by Joseph David Jones. Let's go. I think that'd be a really good hymn to have as a gradual hymn, which is just before the gospel, which then leads into the gospel. It's just that right sort of length, isn't it? And has wonderful words by George Herbert. He wrote some of the greatest words. You must sit down, my love, and taste my meat. Come my way, my truth, my life. Rise heart. Oh, all these wonderful words. So many hymns and so many poems and so many things have been written by George Herbert. I think a rival of Isaac Watts, really, surely. We should do a George Herbert top 5. Does anybody want to take the challenge of putting together George Herbert's top 5 hymns? I could nominate someone. Ian Garden, how about you, before you go to bed? How about you go to bed thinking about this? Would you like to prepare for us a list of your favourite hymns by George Herbert and reasons for each selection? I think you'd be quite good at that. How about that? Just 5 hymns by George Herbert. On my desk, first thing, Tuesday morning, please, Ian. Just kidding, my friend. Okay, so thank you very much, Lucy, for sending that one through. Brendan Nolan has asked for Lift High the Cross. Is this the one with 25 verses? Not quite 25, but maybe 23. To the tune Crucifer. Is that right? Lift high the cross. This is like a good processional one, isn't it? I've only got 4 verses in this hymn book. I'm sure there are more than that in some other hymn books that I've used, with the refrain, of course. Let's have a go with this one then. So, lift high the cross. To the tune Crucifer. Words by George William Kitchen. And music is by Sidney Nicholson, who I think was the organist of St George's Chapel, Windsor. I think he was. Could one of my learned members of congregation confirm that, please? Let's have a go then. Oh, by the way, where are we all tonight? Where are we? I know we're on the planet Earth somewhere, but whereabouts on Earth are you? Let me know where you are. I'm in Hampshire. I'm in England, which is just down, not too far from the south coast in England, just a little bit south west of London. But where are you? Let me know where you are. I'll have a look up at the screen whilst I'm playing this. very good to see all of you letting everyone know where you are from in the world. It's wonderful to see people from Canada, from Liverpool. And Alison Land definitely doesn't have an accent. No way. If you've just come in, Alison, you missed out on a whole conversation about accents around the country and around the world as well. I don't think I've got an accent, Alison, but people around me down south think I've got an accent. I can't imagine why. Loads of people from both England and America, like Massachusetts, for example, in the US, Berkshire in the UK, near St Albans Cathedral, which is in Hertfordshire, Salisbury, Texas, Colorado, East Yorkshire, just north of Washington, Maryland, or was it Maryland? Nottinghamshire, Robin Hood country, Yorkshire, God's own county, aye. Another one from Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas, Wisconsin, Ohio. Anyone from Louisiana? Anyone down there? Richard is from, I apologise, Richard. Utica. Utica. Is that right? In New York? I don't know. I've seen Utica. Is that a province of New York? That's a new place. That's a new one for me. Buffalo, Pennsylvania, Somerset, Australia. We're broadcasting all the way to Australia. It's amazing how far that cable stretches. Idaho, Pickering in Ontario, not in Yorkshire, Exeter, Indiana. That's just ridiculous. It just keeps going and going. Another one from Texas, Sussex, which is down on the south coast. It's crazy. Louisiana. Hello. I've just been watching the podcast, watching a vidcast, whatever they're called, on YouTube, and the guy who hosts it is from Louisiana. That's why I asked, and he's got a great accent. Love it. Okay, I could literally name every single country on Google Maps, but because there's so many things coming in. Bristol, Pennsylvania, Blackburn, of course, Blackburn. We're in virtual Blackburn tonight. North Carolina. Right, so many places there. It blows my mind that we are so international. Okay, so Hecky has sent me an email apparently. Let's have a look at this email. Guarantee this hymn is going to be in a minor key. It's going to be very dignified, very strong. Yes, it's in B minor. It's called I Lift My Gaze to Golgotha. It's a Finnish folk melody. I'm just leaning forwards because you could do the magnifying glass for the words here. I lift my gaze to Golgotha and hear my Saviour call. The children's debts have all been paid. Wouldn't that be nice? And all has been fulfilled. I feel just so fortunate in this country because I was one of the very last years before student loans just went through the roof. So I paid my student loan off a few years ago now. But for those of you who don't know, when we go to university in this country, we can get a loan, basically from the government, which I don't know whether it's interest free or not. But anyway, so you can get a loan to go to university. It's called a student loan, and now people are coming out of university with a debt of between 30, 40, 50,000 pounds. So that's maybe $50,000. $50,000 in debt before you start work. And then you start paying that off when you start to earn so much money. Okay, and the more money you earn, the more you pay off. You haven't got a choice. You just have to do it. And people just some people end up never paying it off because either they don't get a job which is well paid enough, or the interest just goes up and they can't pay it off, and therefore they've had that huge loan given to them, and for what? Just go to university and meet people, and I question whether those loans, those huge loans, are worth it. I just feel grateful that Caroline and I are of a certain age where we didn't have to pay those huge tuition fees. Anyway, I'm sure people know exactly what I'm talking about, but let's not get into that too much. But I wouldn't change my university. I think I had a great time, and it opened doors for me and put me on a path which has led to this moment in time. If I'd gone to a different university, or if I'd not gone to university at all, I would be on an entirely different path, going down various, avenues, corners, and through different doors, and I wouldn't have ended up sat here. So because I went to the university I went to and met those people and did all those things over those years, it just gradually led me to here. The question is, if I'd gone somewhere else, would I have eventually found my way to doing BIS? I wouldn't be living in Winchester. That is for sure, because my journey to Winchester is directly, intrinsically tied with all of my jobs that stem from university and from the chaplain at the university giving me a bit of a newspaper from the Church Times with a job at Chester Cathedral. It was the Organ Scholarship. And then I went from there to York. I went from York to Winchester, which is where I still am. And one thing led to another. So I wouldn't change it. I obviously wouldn't change it. But the expense now going to university is huge. That's the question. Is it worth it when you could do something else? Okay, here we go, Hecky. I don't know what inspired that, but here we go. This tune is in B minor. Thank you very much, Hecky, for that one. I lift my gaze to Golgotha. Good, strong, striking, as usual. B minor. Okay, so, and I'm sorry for not playing all 6 verses. Good Chappie has asked for one of the great maritime hymns. Oh yes. What did you give? Did you give a reason for requesting this one, Peter? Please, can you play Eternal Father Strong to Save? Hopefully the iPad won't glitch. Well, let me see about that. Let me see if it will. Let me type it in. So Eternal Father. Let's search for that. Here it is, Melita. Well, look, this is world-class hymn, this. World-class. Eternal Father, strong to save, whose arm has bound the restless wave, who bade the mighty ocean deep, its own appointed limits keep. O hear us when we cry to thee, for those in peril on the sea. All right, Peter, let's have a go. Yes, indeed, the naval hymn, as it's become nicknamed. The tune is actually Melita by John Dykes, late 19th century, and the words by William Whiting, again. Actually, very, very similar dates to John Dykes. Born William was born in 1825 and John was born in 1823. William died in 1878 and John died in 1876. So they were the same age when they died, but 2 years apart. Isn't that quite fascinating? Did you give us a reason for requesting that one, Peter? Maybe you just like it. But anyway, thank you for your 50 quid earlier. That was very generous. Very generous. Okay, let's crack on. Actually, my eye hurts. This one. I don't know why. I think I've just suddenly gone very tired. Come on, someone tell me a joke or something. I'm lonely in here. Keep me going. In Heaven Alone has been sent in by Kathleen Lewis, which is on an email from Josh. I just had to read all that out loud because my mind has just suddenly ceased to work. What was it? I've forgotten already what it was called. It was called In Heaven Alone. Here we go. It's so small. It's just about, I can read that. In heaven above, where God our Father dwells, how boundless there the blessedness, no tongue its greatness tells. There, face to face and full and free, the ever-living God, we see our God, the Lord of hosts. The tune, I believe, is called Hauge, Hauge. And it's a Norwegian melody, this. It's a Norwegian melody. Has Kathleen given a reason for requesting it? I can't see one. But there we go. It doesn't matter. You don't need a reason. Let's have a listen to this to see what it's like, shall we? A man stopped by my door asking for a donation to the community swimming pool. I gave him a glass of water. Oh, that's generous. That's generous. You know, particularly if it's a really small swimming pool as well, like a paddling pool. What was the best joke then? Who told the best joke? I wasn't really able to see them. Have you got any jokes, Bobs? Wow. Bobs, you just sort of crashed into that thing there. You looked very confused. Oh dear. Right, where are we going next? Sean Pear is up next. Nearer, my God, to thee, to the tune Bethany. Yeah, we have this one. This one is a beautiful tune, isn't it? There it is. Okay, so Sean, did he give a reason why you wanted it? No, you just wanted to hear it. She's gone. She's gone. She didn't want to stick around. All right, let's have a go with this. This one for Sean. Huge thank you to Richard for popping $50 into the chip jar tonight. Thank you very much, Richard. I really do appreciate that. Do I remember correctly that you have some association with St. Thomas's Church in New York? Do I remember that from a while back? Such a historic place. With Noble there, Jerry Hancock, John Scott, of course, Daniel Hyde, and Jeremy Filsell. Such a wonderful choir. I would love to go and hear the organ and the choir singing there. It'd be a wonderful experience, I'm sure. Sean says, thank you, Richard. It was a calming tune for all we are experiencing in these times. Yeah, beautiful tune, isn't it? Okay, where have I got to play next? Oh, there's another one here from Danny Boy. Danny K. Daniel K. Daniel Kubacki. For justice, for freedom. Ooh. Where's that one then? In the Ancient and Modern, 409. No, that's not right. It's not there. 409 here is, there is a longing in our hearts, O Lord, for justice, for freedom, for mercy, hear our prayer. Okay, well, let's have a go at this one then. I don't think I've ever seen this one before, have I? Right, thanks, Bill. What's this going on? This yellow one. Suogan from Ian Watson. He sent music by email. Okay, I'll check it out. Thank you for that. Meanwhile, let's have a look at this. Where should we go, guys? Let's go down and... I can hear that rain. Yeah, that's a nice sound, I think. Isn't it, Bobby? That's a nice enough sound. Let's go with that one. Okay. Yeah, I learned that Jeremy's leaving only fairly recently. I don't quite know what's going on there, Richard, to be honest with you. I've heard some things in the press. It's difficult to sort of get a complete picture, you know, when things are printed in the press, because obviously the journalists don't always have the full story. They have one side of the story. I don't know anything about it at all, like I say, from things that I've read. But it sounds like it's not in a great shape at the minute. I won't say anything more than that, because I don't know anything more than that. But I hope that all ends well there. Let's say that, shall we? Because it deserves it. It really deserves it. It's such a prestigious place. So back to Daniel's hymn, there's a da capo there. Where does that? Oh, back to the sign there. Okay, yeah, fine. I've worked it out already, I think. Well, we'll see. Daniel will let us know, I'm sure. Richard, no, actually, it's Anne Quigley who wrote the words and the music. A beautiful, simple tune, and very effective, I think. Some very simple harmonies, but actually some very nice progressions, some nice cycle of fifths going on. You know, this sort of thing here. That's a little cycle of fifths there. Nice tune. So Anne Quigley, that was requested by Danny K. Special K, as we have for breakfast here. Golden slumbers die with just your eyes. Why did you say that, George? That just reminds me of a nursery rhyme that Charlotte likes. How does it go? I'm just trying to work it out. Last bit. For I will. How's it? For I will sing lullaby. I don't know. Is that how it goes? Is that what Lennon and McCartney is? That little tune. Is that how it goes? It's just Charlotte's nursery rhyme. She used to like that before going to bed. Very sweet. Anyway, let's just get back on it. Focus! Where are we up to? Oh, we've only got a couple more to go. Which is probably just as well, because I'm actually starting to feel a bit sleepy tonight. God is our strength and refuge. Oh, this is the great Dambus's tune, isn't it? Bum, bum, ba-dum, ba-da-bum, bum, bum. Any reason why you want this one? Are you ex-RAF? God is our strength and refuge to the Dambusters. I played that Dambusters arrangement a couple of years ago. Did anyone see that? I think it was on the old organ, actually. I might have to play that arrangement again. I can't play it tonight because I remember it being quite hard and having to practice it. So I'll not play it tonight because I'll probably go very wrong. No, it's not on the iPad. Where do I find it then? Common Praise 443. Surprised it's not on there. There she is. Only 3 verses of this. Let's have a go. Josh and James, guys, well, you're amazing. I wouldn't be able to do it without you, to be honest. So we should put that £20 into we should, into a tip jar and go for a drink or something to say we'll do our online drink at some point, and you guys rock. I literally wouldn't be able to do it without your support and the support of everyone else, for that matter. I wouldn't. You guys are brilliant. You guys really are brilliant. When I say guys, I mean everyone. Girls, boys, whoever. You're all amazing. Fab. Fab. You are all fab. So Andy, the Valley Woodturner, I still think that's a competitor for best screen name on YouTube. Most people, I mean, Lucy Super Tato, I mean, I know what that is, and I also know what your avatar is as well. Not many people in the chat will know what that is, but I know exactly what it is. All right, if you've got young children, you know who Super Tato is and the evil P. Most people have just got their name, which is absolutely fine. Why wouldn't you have your name as your screen name? I'm just zooming up the thing now. Yeah. Look, everyone who's chatting tonight, apart from Nightbot. Oh, there was someone called G Minor who's had his message retracted anyway. So Andy, the Valley Woodturner, you are winning, I think. Plastic hens just makes me think of just all the things that gets washed up on the seaside, to be honest, Peter. All the plastic and stuff. Stonehenge, isn't that just like a great disappointment? It's meant to be a world famous heritage site, but I know it's just sold, isn't it, as something amazing when it could be so much better. It's just next to the A303, which gets really busy, and there's not really much to do there apart from look at some rocks which aren't actually in the original places that they were anyway, because the Victorians moved them all around and stood them up. There's nothing there. Am I alone in thinking Stonehenge is a little bit of a con? I might get stoned for saying that, but not by the Stonehenge stones, because they're too heavy, at least. Rejoice, the Lord is King. Are we going to play the tune Darwell? Who's requested this one? Oh, my mouse nearly fell off the organ bench. Bill, is this one of yours? I'll just make sure that we are going to play the right tune here, Bill, because I know sometimes we all like to just have some... Aha! No, it's a good job I checked, isn't it? Because it's not the tune that I was... Yes, no, I'm on it. Oh, looks like an interesting tune. This tune is called... What's this tune called then? Doesn't say what the tune's called. But it's by Horatio Parker. Words by Charles Wesley. Rejoice, the Lord is King. Your Lord and King adore. Mortals, give thanks and sing, and triumph evermore. Lift up your heart, lift up your voice. Rejoice again, I say rejoice. Rejoice again, etc. I say rejoice. To a different tune that what you might be expecting, not to the one by Purcell. Was it Purcell? Anyway, let's have a listen to it then. See what you think. James Palmer says this is a real belter of a tune. Well, let's have a go. Let's belt it out, shall we? Let's get some. Yeah, let's get some beltissimo stops pulled out. Great tune. I don't think I have ever played that one before. Have we had that one before on VC, Bill? I don't think we have. Don't think we have. But I need to add that to my iPad, so I'll do that later. So we've got one more hymn to go, which is coming from Vaughan. Oh, sorry, it hasn't come in at all from Vaughan. That's the name of the hymn. It's come in from Ian Watson via Bill Ratey. So thank you, Bill, for sponsoring it. That's very kind of you. Very kind. You're a very kind person. On behalf of Ian. So Ian, you've got a good friend looking out for you who's sponsored your request. So, what is this then? It's not a hymn though, is it? It's not really an organ piece either, and it's not even finished. It's unfortunately, it's not. You haven't sent me the complete version. I've only got. It just ends quite abruptly. Yeah, no, I can't play it. I'm sorry. I haven't got all the music here to hand. I'm really sorry about that. But it's not all there. So obviously can't do that. So anyway, we need to push on because time is getting late. So where is my list of... I was going to play... Did you want me to play an organ piece for a voluntary? Well, obviously you do. Because how else would I play a voluntary? I could whistle a voluntary. I can get the harmonica and play the voluntary on there. But anyway, I was going to play some Bach because Pope Francis is a fan of Bach. Who isn't, I suppose? Or I could play Elgar because it's the anniversary of his the day he died. He died on this day in 1934, I think. So any particular Bach? There's no worries, Ian. It just you need. Yeah, I've got 3 pages, but there are more than 3 pages. If you can get it for next week, we can hopefully have it for next week because Bill's already sponsored it, so we'll pop it in the bag and we'll have it next week. Sean says Elgar, please. Anyone else? Richard, can you play Elgar Organ Sonata? Oh, don't make me laugh, Karen. Don't make me laugh. Do you know, I wish I could play that. Well, I just never got around to learning it, to be honest with you. Which is a real shame, isn't it? Because it's such a terrific piece. So I can't play it. But if you really want to hear someone play it properly, there are 3 recordings of it on BIS at the minute. There's Francesca Massey playing it right here on the Romsey Ivy sample set. There's Catherine Deans Williams playing it right here on this St Mary Redcliffe sample set, and Geoffrey Makinson playing it at Lincoln Cathedral on BIS as well. So if you search Geoffrey Makinson, Lincoln Cathedral, it's on there, and that's a really good performance. It's very spirited. It's quite quick, but it's very colourful and very well played. Highly recommend that to you, Kieran. Mrs. Balfour says the Imperial March by Elgar. Well, I've got an excuse to play it now because it was an anniversary, which I didn't know about that. Crucifer Todd, my Bach, arranged by Virgil Fox. Could play that. Great arrangement. I love it. I'd rather prepare it though. I'd rather sort of get it set up because it. In fact, Daniel, I played that arrangement of that Bach on the real version of this organ that we're playing. So I went up to Blackburn to record a few ditties. That was one of them. All right. So if you want to hear it, it's on there. And actually, someone left a comment on that video just recently saying that it's they think it's very close to Virgil's own version, which is, I think, high praise. So go and check that one out if you haven't already. Some people are saying pomp and circumstance. Well, I could do one of those. Do that one. Or Imperial March or Nimrod. So Nigel says, I would love to hear Te Deum. Arranged for organ. Which, by whom? By whom? Is that the Charpentier? I'm going to give it a few more seconds and then I'm going to probably play some Elgar, I think. I've had a few requests for Nimrod. Okay, so Richard said Nimrod. Hickey says Nimrod. But I've also had a few requests for Imperial March as well. So it's Imperial March or Imperial March. Marion says Imperial March. Robert Moore says Te Deum by Charpentier. I think we should have the Elgar Imperial March, shall we? What's Michelle? Michelle, what do you want? On Bark Island. Peter Brand from Leeds says, all right, Richard. Peter and Lucy Brand from Leeds watching. We were just reminding ourselves of the time we slept on your floor in Minster Court. Was I aware of this? I don't remember they sleeping on my floor in Minster Court. I remember I had a blow-up Lilo in the room next to mine, which kept going flat because the cats kept jumping on it and putting holes in it. But to be honest, if you two were sleeping on my floor, then almost certainly we would have gone back to the flat, onto the floor, via numerous pubs, right? So I can't remember. Because I would have had some 10% beer. 10%? There was some very strong beer in York. Yeah, they love strong beer up north. Not like this, pansy stuff they get down south. It's proper, syrup up north. It's just alcohol in a pint glass. So we're just deciding whether I'm going to play Nimrod or Imperial March, basically. Either of which is okay. Right, so here we go. If you want, should we choose two emojis? If you want Imperial March, give me a thumbs up. If you want Nimrod, give me, I don't know, what's quickly accessible? Give me any other emoji. So it's either thumbs up for Nimrod, is that right? Or any other emoji for Imperial March. Go. Was it a thumbs up for Nimrod? Or any other emoji for Imperial March? Oh look, oh my god, so we've got I think, it's Imperial March, isn't it? Look at all these things coming through. Look at that. I think people are just liking to put...
I like Kevin's, that's good.
What?
It looks like you with your VR headset on.
My VR headset? Oh look, I think it's going to have to be Imperial March because people have put in some really...
Someone says buck up and do both.
That sounds like fighting talk.
Go up. Bobby.
Oh, Bobby says,
all the way from Texas. That's you, Tom. Hey, Bobby. Yeah, Bobby, you're talking about Bobby.
Yeah, I think I changed it, but
his chair's wobbling. What's going on with his chair?
That's because it's not entirely on the floor, is it? It's sort of on the organ and half on the floor.
What do you think, Bobs?
Look, I think I'm going to have to play something because people are getting sick of it. Like just like Peter here, who's just giving sick emojis. Is that what you were doing on my floor? By the way,
there will be consequences. Good Chappy.
All right. Well, someone slip a tip into a tip jar, and I'll do both. Then, shall I?
Oh, ducklet! A duck! Charlotte loves ducks. Charlotte would love to see a duck in the chat.
Did we go via the organ loft?
Cowboy emojis.
Yeah. And just tell me what we did in that night, because it's a
We went
blank.
to all the pubs apparently.
Yeah, but did we do Evensong? Or if so, what was the music? Because I can then associate it to that Evensong. Oh, Barbara Cart. Oh, she's saying that's what will happen to me if I don't play. So I need to get on quick. Get some
Bobby,
strings.
I don't recommend sitting there, Bobs.
No. Well, firstly, thank you very much, Richard, for a generous donation. I now have no choice but to play both. So I absolutely will play both. Thank you very much, Richard, for that. That's very generous. I do genuinely hope that St Thomas's Fifth Avenue really comes out on top this time in 12 months. Let's hope that whatever they decide to do is the right choice for everyone, for the choristers, for the church, the congregation. because it's quite an established place with a great, I think it has a great opportunity there with the song school and with its reputation, with its name, and with all of with everything it has going for it. The organs. So let's hope that it chooses the right path. Thank you also to Nigel and to Matt for popping a couple of dollars and pounds into the tip jar tonight. Thank you very much. Bobby is very, very grateful, aren't you? As you can tell, she looks very grateful. Secondly, I just need to say to Peter and to Lucy, I think I remember that. Did we do the Sangha, Upper Voices music? I think that was Sarah's choir, wasn't it? Did I conduct and did David Condry play the organ? Or was that another time? Okay, so let's have the other Elgar now. What is this? This is Imperial Marche now by Elgar, arranged for organ by George C. Martin. I need to have a quick drink, let me tell you. There's nothing in here apart from water, I think. Is that right?
Just water.
Just water, honestly. Oh, it's one of those flavoured waters. Nice.
What were you expecting it to be?
Tap water.
You hate tap water.
Well,
Why
it is.
would I give you tap water?
It is boring, to be fair, isn't it?
Oh, that's all I drink.
Yes.
Tap water.
You do. That is all you drink. You're right. Which surprises me a little bit. Okay, so Imperial Marche now, which has been requested by a lot of people. Okay, so nothing set up as usual, so it'll be a little bit hit and miss. Do I need a tuba? Yes, I do, but not yet. But maybe a bit later on. What do we need on the choir? Just some stuff. Down on the choir. Let's get that ready. Let's have that. I don't know, that might be too loud actually, but hey ho. Let's just see what happens. Okay, Imperial Marche by Elgar. There we go. That was Variations on Imperial Marche by Elgar. They're arranged by Richard McVeigh on Sunday night, which actually will draw a close now to tonight's virtual church, which, serious cap on just for a moment, was given in honour of Pope Francis. So thank you very much to Josh, to Caroline, to James, Peter, Bill, for sending through hymns to honour Pope Francis, just to send him our best wishes, our thoughts and prayers for a speedy recovery. Dear old chap, he's 88, so anyone at that age who gets pneumonia with already dubious lungs is going to need help, basically. So we wish him, obviously, a speedy recovery. Thank you to everyone who has contributed tonight financially and in good humour and in your company. It's always good to have a great, supportive, fun audience. Without you, it wouldn't be possible, of course. And thank you to Josh tonight, who was in the hot seat, in the producer's hot seat. Josh Wilson, for helping out tonight. So thank you very much, Josh. So, I'll be giving some news this week, I hope, about various things, which I'm very much looking forward to. So stay tuned for that. Check out my Instagram, Facebook, both Beauty in Sound. You'll find me straight away on there. If you haven't followed me, is that the right word? Then make sure you do. Give me a big old follow on Insta and on the Facebooks. That's where I tend to put my cool pictures, if you like, and some cool pictures of organs. Yeah, absolutely, cool pictures.
What do you think, Bob?
Yeah, have a check me out on there. Check me out on there. Cool. Okay. Anything else to say
This chair will
before we fall asleep at the organ bench?
Look at this. Look.
Yeah, look. It's because you got one leg on the organ.
It's ridiculous.
Well, it's because there's an organ here and an organ there, and
That is ridiculous.
there isn't space for the VIP seat anymore.
There isn't space for two organs.
You've got too many organs in here.
Ridiculous.
Well, it's going quite soon, though, isn't it? So.
Well, let's hope so.
Oh, well, I miss it when it's gone.
Charlotte will too.
Well, she'll revert to climbing over this pedal board when that one's gone.
Well, that pedalboard, there's not a handy seat in there because you've got your toe pistons. There's no toe pistons on this pedalboard, so there's a handy seat if you're a 21-month-old child.
That's true.
Seat
That's true.
next to the swell pedals.
She will miss it, and in a way, I'll miss her doing it.
Yeah, Michelle's got the right idea. Poor Caroline can't even sit in her own dining room.
Tell me about it, Michelle.
Look at this.
We need to get it sorted, don't we?
Put up with, honestly.
We need to get it sorted. Get this, get the music room sorted quick. Right. Quick. Let's go and do it now.
Do that quick.
Let's go and get a spade
Fall down,
and start doing it. News on that soon, promise. Right, okay, so see you soon. See you next week. You take care, you stay safe, and as always, I'll say cheerio. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
There we go. Bye.